The two parents who were accused of letting their son die from bacterial meningitis were found guilty yesterday. David and Collet Stephan. They were charged a year after their nearly 19-month-old son, Ezekiel. He died in March 2012. They've been charged under Section 215 of the Criminal Code, and it deals with failing to provide the necessaries of life. Well, this couple from Alberta, Canada, they treated their 19-month-old for 2.5 weeks with home remedies. These included things like maple syrup, hot peppers, garlic, onions, horseradish, and these were all aimed at boosting his immune system. The 19-month-old had meningitis. Even the nurse asked them to take him and give him proper care. They asked him to give him proper medicines as provided by the doctor. But this couple, they believed in homeopathic remedies so much they continued to treat their son in this way. Incidentally, this couple runs a homeopathic store in Alberta, Canada. So obviously, this is truly their belief. They weren't necessarily doing this out of any neglect they felt they were imposing on the son. They thought they were doing the right thing, but they stuck to their guns, they stuck to their homeopathic remedies. Obviously, their son got sicker and sicker, eventually was rushed to the emergency room and was declared brain dead on March 18th, 2012. Well, they've been charged. They will return to court in June and face sentencing. They might face up to 5 years in prison. Incidentally, this couple has 3 other children as well. So it's a very interesting case, and a lot of people are very upset. Their brother as well has come out and said that, you know, they loved their son. They didn't do anything on purpose to hurt him. They're obviously traumatized over the fact they've lost a son. Now they might face 5 years in prison, and who knows what's going to happen to their other 3 children as well.
Right, exactly. Now this goes beyond the whole anti-vax discussion, because I understand that people are against vaccinations because they don't know, you know, what might happen to their baby. Okay, that's I'm against that, but you know what? If you don't want to give your baby a shot, that is completely different from your baby already being sick and then you deciding that you're not going to do the necessary things that other professionals are telling you need to do. Now, I don't know how much schooling they went for this, but it can't be as much as, you know, a doctor went, you know, to be an actual doctor as opposed to somebody who's doing, you know, natural healings. So it's like, okay, you can have your beliefs. You can believe in natural remedies because you think, you know, chemicals and all the other crap that goes into these drugs are bad for you. Okay, I understand that. But if you're gonna, you know, affect other people's lives, especially a baby who doesn't have a choice, well, now that's just terrible, and that's probably why they're being charged. This baby was sick for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks, you know, and they were saying, oh, he just had a flu. Get the hell out of here. Anyone who's fighting a flu, that's a long time to be fighting a flu.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. That's a long time to be fighting a flu, especially a baby that has a weak immune system.
Yeah, it's a very difficult position in this country because we have this whole debate about vaccinations and about big pharma pushing drugs and not knowing what other chemicals are in those drugs. But then you also have this new wave of people that believe that we shouldn't touch any of those medicines, we should only stick with what's natural. But sometimes, especially in the case of a child who is suffering from meningitis for 2.5 weeks, they need something stronger that's really going to get it out of their system. Obviously, this is a precedent case, but I think it's very important so that other people who are part of this new wave that want to, you know, avoid all pharmaceuticals because they believe that they're all bad for you, take note and take heed of what can happen as a result. Not just the death of their child, but also the fact that they're now facing up to 5 years in prison. Here's what the prosecutor, Lisa Welch, had to say. She said they definitely loved their son, but as stated in our closing argument and even in our opening arguments, unfortunately, sometimes love just isn't enough. And she went on to say that parents still have to follow the standard of care that is set by the criminal law. Well,
it's so frustrating. I'm sorry. That is so frustrating to hear that. I mean, the fact, look, if crushing peppers and putting honey and syrup and whatever worked, everybody would be doing it. Okay, there's a reason why people are pouring billions and billions of dollars into research for these kinds of things. If crushing up some peppers worked, we'd be doing it, trust me.
It does speak to the fact, however, that we do need more transparency in the pharmaceutical industries. And obviously with Big Pharma and the kinds of money involved, you can see why some people are against the industry as a whole. Right. But certainly in a case like this, especially when you're talking about your own child and a toddler at that, who obviously has a very weak immune system, red peppers and maple syrup, obviously not enough. This couple, they will return to court on June 13th for sentencing. They could face up to 5 years in prison.